What's up everyone, Morey Croson here with the Performance Lab of California. We're doing a member video here today on the outside part of the gym instead of inside the lab. We have some filming going on the inside part of the gym and we're making a little bit too much noise, so we had to take it outside. So now we're going to do, the idea of the video today was going to be on doing, talking about like the sidearm, right? We want to get rid of the sidearm that ends up putting a lot of stress on the elbow, a lot of stress on the bicep. It can actually put a risk for like shoulder dislocation if you have a hard enough whip when you're going through the throw. And really the idea is going to be, how do we get rid of the sidearm, right? There's not very many guys that are quarterbacks that are like, yeah, give me more sidearm, right? That every once in a while, maybe you're doing a quick dump off to a running back or to a tight end where you need to get a little bit of sidearm action going in. But if that's your consistent way to throw, we want to be able to get rid of that. So the idea for the video is to talk about what causes that, okay? And really the cause ends up happening really early on. So when you go and you're bringing your hips through and you initiate that rotation in the hips, that's really something that you want, right? You want to be able to get hips going through first in that lateral shift, and then you're opening up in the upper body. But now when you get through that last part of opening up in the upper body, now you have to have some bicep strength and some wrist strength to be able to prevent yourself from going too far out to the side here, okay? So what ends up easily happening is you go here, I'm twisting, I'm pushing off here, I'm bringing my front of my body through, but I'm losing my ability to keep everything straight here, and that's when the ball comes out. So you get back here, and then as you transition through, and as you're spinning around with your upper body, if you don't have everything locked in that elbow and in that wrist, then the ball is going to end up tailing off to the side, which is what's going to end up causing that kind of sidearm type of movement going in. It almost looks kind of rotational when you're throwing too, when you have that being the problem, I guess. And so what you want to do to help fix that is really, as you're coming through and as you're shifting your weight, just make sure you're bringing that, you're keeping, it really starts at the wrist, right? So if I keep the wrist nice and strong, that's going to help me in making it so my bicep also stays strong, my elbow stays strong, so the ball doesn't get too far away from me, okay? When my hand, when the ball gets on top of my hand, or allow my hand to kind of bend out to the side here, that's what's going to end up making it so my throw ends up being a little bit more sidearm. But if I can keep everything locked into the wrist and keep that that bicep nice at a 90 degrees, now I don't have to worry about that. And really it's going to help you put a lot more on the throw, because what ends up happening is, if you're losing the ball out to the side, that's a form of rotation that you're not controlling, okay? You're getting all this momentum with your with your lower and spine, okay? A lot of times this is the transition that happens for quarterbacks, right? They start off, they're using like all arm, and we start working with them and making it so they get more lower body and trunk action going, and then all of a sudden they start throwing a little bit more to the side because they're getting so much more rotation from the rest of parts of their body. They're not used to having to stabilize that within the elbow and the wrist, and that's what's causing that sidearm motion, okay? So now what you have to do is be able to go back and say, okay, now I can control that movement and make it so all this rotation, all this more force I'm getting, I want to actually utilize that in the throw by being able to lock everything in and really controlling how that elbow and wrist go, okay? So it's not going to be as much of a, nice and flowy wrist kind of, sidearm motion. You're going to have to get that elbow up and through and really control how your arm's working in order to get the most out of all the more force that you're creating out of your hips and out of your spine. So you're on the right direction if you went from somebody using a lot more arm or maybe getting a lot of extension in that front knee to now all of a sudden throwing a little bit more sidearm, because now you're actually using your body to shift forward and creating some rotational force into your body. Now the last part's going to be just being able to reconnect your arm and make it so that arm can really deliver a nice throw, and you're going to be in a lot better position than you were before you started working on your mechanics. So keep on working, keep on diving into the most effective way to throw, and you're going to see some big improvements. I can guarantee that, okay? As always, guys, thanks for watching these videos. We appreciate you guys being members of the Performance Lab, and if you have any questions for me, you can reach out to me, Morey, M-O-R-E-Y, @yourperformancelab.com. Thanks, and we will see you soon.